This is Just a Few Questions. Just a Few Questions. I'm your host, Marc Sims, live on whatever, video, audio from Chicago. I have Syron Smith on the line. Syron Smith is the founder of the National Black Club University. And Syron Smith and I were talking about stopping this crime in Chicago and other cities. Because, Syron, it seems like ever since I've been a kid, and that's been a long time I was a kid, that you go to every city, you watch the TV news, there's black folks killing each other every day. Why do black folks, I'm not my poor black folks, all black folks, why do black folks kill each other?
Because ISE, isolation, starvation, and exploitation. If I separate you from your family, Mark, and have you off in the corner, you're gonna behave a certain way. Why? Because you're seeing yourself not being approved or able to merge in with the rest of them. If I starve you, if I withhold resources from you, Mark, you're gonna behave a certain way. Why? Because you're hungry, you're missing something. You see everyone else having something you don't have. And exploitation. If I'm making money off of you, why in the heck would I let you stop that? So the reason you see in any inner city around this nation, you see Arabs controlling the gas in the corner stores and cell phones. You see the Koreans controlling the nail salons and the beauty supply. You see the Hispanics doing construction and roofing and buying in our communities. You see the white suburban areas coming in with their children doing construction in the inner cities. You see rural whites benefiting from locking up the urban blacks in their small towns and they get the census dollars. With all of that, Mark, what motivation is it to stop anything? Look how many people eating. Look how many people benefiting. Like, why would you stop something that's helping all of them demographics I just named to you?
Syron Smith, you've been doing what you've been doing for like 20 years. And it seems like for 20 years, most Negroes, ADOS, whatever we call ourselves now, most black folks have ignored you. Why?
I wouldn't say that. They ignored themselves. Like, you had the most powerful man in the world. President Obama couldn't do what we're on the cusp of doing. So if the man with all the resources in the world couldn't do it, you could say they ignored him. But the bottom line is we are the solution. We are the solution. And when you say we, that includes the hurt people who hurt other people. So it's not that they ignored me. A lot of people are just in survival mode, so they can't hear anybody other than my next resource to get by. So that's how I view that. I don't see them ignoring me.
No, it's hard because we were talking about stopping the crime, and stopping the crime is trying to change behavior. Some people who commit crimes, I'm too simplistic and myopic. I get it, but some people who commit crimes they have a character disorder. Some have a mental disorder, and or some people just out of order. We know that, but
But
go ahead.
I see. But again, Mark, I wouldn't get caught up in them committing crimes, because if that was the case, it's white people who commit crimes too. But the enforcement of it isn't its focus. So I guess the point is, who are we deciding to shine the spotlight on? Like, all are falling short of the glory. So who we decide to penalize is the question of who's in authority. So that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? I know people who get high on meth. Back in the day, they got high on powder cocaine, but didn't get enforced on it like the person that was being targeted, black people.
I
So
understand all
that's
of
how I
that.
see
I
it.
understand all that. But when you live in a neighborhood, whether Chicago, Indiana, Georgia, whatever you live in around this country, most black folks say, I can't live with these other black people because they commit too many crimes. They don't know how to act. Their behavior is out of order.
Yeah,
And I'm moving away from those Negroes.
yeah, yeah. Now I get that, and this is what I would say to Jerome Prince in Gary, Indiana, Super Guy Marine, Lori Lightfoot in Chicago, Sister Cantrell in New Orleans. These mayors, we have to speak out against this music industry that has targeted our children, our culture, who says when Biggie Small raps about bombing the World Trade Center, they beep it out. But when they talk about shooting your grandmama and shooting up or raping the women, you let that play. So the same stations that see value in muting out bombing the World Trade Center don't see value in the discouragement, disparagement of black women or the killing of a black grandmother that is being rapped about. So these powerful political leaders have to take on who's behind the distribution of that music, that's putting a culture out there that says, black men, you better not be seen trying hard. Because if you seen being trying hard, you're thirsty. Or to the black women, you better be how to know how to have oral sex, or you're not cool. So we got to attack and go after these music people, music executives, and their distribution, and all their corporate sponsors who allow this to be targeted to black neighborhoods all over this country. And I've been seeing some parts of Africa now trying to be gangster, and that is totally the work of people who don't care about our culture, our way of life.
Yeah, I won't disagree with you about the music. It's been that way for many, many years, and hopefully someday it'll change. But the
But you got to at least address it. Like
yeah.
if you don't even hear so when you hear the police talk about we got to hire more people, you're not even speaking about this enemy that's getting into that 14-year-old when he start rapping about shooting somebody. When he start, so if we ain't even talking about it, Mark, then if our language about violence is more police, technology to spot the gunshot, we ain't even talking about the other part.
Yeah, I understand that. I was saying it's what's it really about stopping crime in places like Chicago and other places is you're trying to, like I said earlier, you're trying to change habits, you're trying to change identity, you're trying to change a lot of different things, and change takes time. I want things to happen instantly, like most human beings, and change takes time. If you want
No,
to get
I disagree.
it does wait. It
No,
takes time because if you want to do something, it may take you 3 years, it may take you 5 years, it may take you 10 years. It ain't gonna be overnight. That's what I'm saying.
okay, let me put this out. There's 86,400 seconds every day. It takes a second to pull a trigger and shoot someone. And it only takes a second to say something to that person to get them to put that gun down. So it don't, when
Yeah,
we talk about
but
stopping the
that's yeah,
violence,
but that second has a backstory. Before that trigger is pulled, there's a backstory to why that trigger is about to be pulled.
right. And what I'm saying is the real issue when you talk about it takes time, it takes seconds to get in someone's spirit and get them something else to look toward. And that's is the part that can happen instantly. If I got a guy who I know his baby mama is seeing another guy and he buying Pampers for his son, and the mom say, see, you ain't nothing. You can't even buy Pampers for your own child. Now he got this gun but no job. All it takes is me to say something to him. Hey man, I'm gonna let you cut this grass so you can earn $100. Now he don't go and rob somebody that turns to a murder. Now he go and cut the grass. He get by Pampers. Now his manhood is relieved or revived with his baby mama. So when I say it can happen instantly, that's what I'm talking about. There are scenarios like that in every block, in every neighborhood that requires us to engage them, and you can immediately get them what they stressing on to relieve that stress. That's an immediate right now. What you're speaking about is sustainability. I can't keep giving him $100 to cut the grass, but that's why you go after these non-black people controlling our economics in our community, so we can get them out of our neighborhood, taking our money, and we can provide that young man a regular job. So I don't have to keep giving him $100 every time his baby mama threatened her boyfriend buying his baby Pampers. Do you see what I'm saying?
I totally agree. But if you let's say people they want money. Okay, to have money, you have to have a skill or some education that the marketplace wants. So let's say you got to go back to trade school. You got to go to trade school. Okay, fine. So if you go to trade school, that is what 1, 3, 4, 5 year process. You go to college, what 1, 3, 4, 5 year process. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do something, it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of deliberate focus, attention to doing something to reach those goals. And that people like, I can't wait. I need my life to change now. What do you tell them folks?
Well, 86,400 seconds. So let's space that out. So if it take 4 years, let's set up benchmarks so you can have victories along the way. Let's set up quarterly benchmarks so that you can feel like you're on your way somewhere, even though you haven't gotten there. Because the fact of the matter is, at some point, no matter what your goals are, you're gonna achieve it, and then the question gonna be, what next? So you got to build a habit of being deliberate about putting out bench markers so you can not be bored once you achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So it goes back to the right people in your life to coach you on how to analyze and assess situations and your direction. Everybody needs that. I've been blessed to have it in both the corporate world and the military world. Without that, I'm not sure I would be where I am right now. So we, in every zip code, we got to identify those spirits who are in greater position who can help them.
You know, I think most African Americans, like most Americans, just say, you can't do nothing with them people. They're criminals. It's a waste of time. Just let them kill each other.
Yeah, and then that bullet hit your daughter who didn't have nothing to do with it. So that's what I would say to them type of people who think
They
like
say, no,
that.
no,
You
no. They
know,
say, no, Syron Smith, I live 20, 30, 40, 50 miles away from that foolishness. It would never affect me.
now actually, that's where Trump come in with the so-called illegal immigrants and them killing people. So I think if nothing else, decentralization globally has shown people that you're not isolated, you're not safe anywhere. It can go down at any point, anywhere, any mall, rich neighborhood, Pahoma, California, it doesn't matter. But we got to stay focused on the black. See, black killing is different than Mexican killing. It's different than any other murders that we see. You don't see too many black people going in schools shooting them up. That's a different cultural thing. So we got to address it as it is with a different, unique approach. It can't be one size fits all. Remove the guns. We had a young man stabbed to death here in Atlanta yesterday. So you take all the guns away. What was going on that this man stabbed another man? It goes back to that hurt, abuse, and bitterness. That's his contaminated box. No gun. The gun wasn't used. This was a knife used, but it was still a certain amount of rage in him that caused him to take that type of action.
Yeah, I like the first podcast we did. The first talk we did was that some folks, not all they know is drama. That's
Yep.
all they know. And it's hard because they say, okay, I'm going to move 10, 20, 30 miles or go visit other places, meet other people. But at some point, I don't know if I can stay there. I'm so used to being who I am. I may end up back where I started because that's all I know. All I know is drama. Some people know drama and other toxic stuff so much that they almost feel uncomfortable being peaceful, having their
Yep.
problems solved.
No, I saw that on the Navy ship. I had guys trying to game bang, and I said, "Hold on, man, wait a minute. What you join the Navy for? And you trying to still be, game banging?" So the point is this: every second we get older, every second testosterone go down, estrogen go down. So whether you realize it or not, Father Time will win. So what we got to do is we got to help people along the way because ain't nobody go escape Father Time. So even though they may be uncomfortable in this quiet environment, then you say, "Okay, all right, listen. Instead of you being here all year." All right, 4 times a year, go back home, get your excitement again. After a while, Mark, that excitement go get old. It's gonna get played out. Why? Because Father Time keeps ticking. So we just gotta take a phased approach when something is too big for a person to digest all in one. Don't look for the all in one. That's part of our challenges. We want things to happen overnight, right away, when in fact it's a process. It's a phased approach, you know?
If somebody wants to change, whether a teenager, 20 or 30, or whether it's a life of crime or whatever, if they have the desire, they got to have some kind of desire. But they need support, the resource. If they have the resources and the support they need to achieve their goals, is it possible to stop this crime in Chicago and other places?
Well, I told you we go stop it because of what black people doing, not because of what the government. Lori Lightfoot $7.5 million. I remember that Mayor Daley and them had $100 million with the community trust. Before that, Pat Quinn in 2010 put $55 million with the young people walking around handing out cards saying "Be nice." The bottom line is we're gonna stop it as black people because most people, 99.9% of the people, want to be successful. I have yet to meet someone in 25 years who wakes up in the morning ready to be a loser. Never heard anyone say, "All right, I'm up. Let me go out here and be a
Yeah,
loser today."
but you have to people like I hate working. I'm a lazy person. People have to put in the work. You
Human
have to
human
do the
nature is
work.
to choose human nature is to choose the path of least resistance. That's anybody, right? But when you feel discouraged, then that makes it even
No,
harder.
no,
Like
but
if I'm going to work and I'm getting paid $3 and it costs me $2 to get there, I hear you, Mark. All I'm saying is black people have been dealt an unfair card. Woe is me, but we gotta come together, pull each other up, and we're gonna turn this around. That's all.
well, I have faith in you. I know you've been doing it a long time. You haven't. One thing about you, Syron, you haven't given up. I've seen people come and go. I've seen so many people the past 25, 30 years saying, I ain't never helping black folks. I'm out of here. Goodbye, you Negroes. I'm through with y'all.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
given up, which is
yeah,
refreshing and hopeful, man. All right,
yeah,
Syron. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. Finish up. Finish up. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that, Mark, when you see that what you're doing is having impact and you're trending the right direction, how can you give up? So that's what I would say. I see this thing so clearly, man, and it's going according to script. It's all lining up perfectly. So I'm not only not giving up. You hear excitement in my voice, and I'm not just making that up. You see my videos. I'm always fired up because, man, what's getting ready to happen in this world is gonna make the whole world better because black people won't be on the bottom and we are soulful people. We're going to be able to uplift every other culture, race because of what we've been through. So the world is about to be better. That's how I see it.